You're watching the official Supercross Live post-show fueled by Monster Energy. Kevin Barnett, Jim Holley wrapping up a wild night in Houston. And Jim, they say expect the unexpected sometimes. I didn't get a chance to see with the cloudy skies, but was there a full moon tonight? Because there was some crazy stuff going on the track.
It was, and you know, it all started in that lights in that main event, and we saw it in the heat races. A lot of guys going down in that first turn, that left-hander, a short straightaway into a tight left-hander, it narrows down quick. A lot of guys went down in that main event.
Yeah, Durham, Stewart, Bogle, and also Cunningham all piled up in that first turn crash. But after that, the story was all about Justin Barcia until the very last lap. Barcia with a huge lead and then got tangled up with Lance Vincent.
Well, and how he got that huge lead is he got the whole shot. He picked up $1,000 from Nuclear Cowboys and checked out like we know he can do, and he's riding his own race. And Roxon's back there kind of hanging out in second, going, okay, I'm going to end up second. And at one point I thought Baggett was put some pressure on Roxon, but then all of a sudden he backed off. So I go, well, that's 1, 2, 3. And then the last lap, you start running into lappers. You'll hear a lot of the guys talk about the lappers, how hard it is to pass. I'm down on the floor. I didn't see what happened. The only thing I know is I hear the crowd roar, and I see the #1 on the ground and frantically trying to get up before Roxon gets by him. But Roxon gets by him. He fires it up, and that's a key. Lucky that thing fired up. And then he was able to finish up second for Barcia. But, you know, I talked to him after. He was beside himself. He was just, you know, in tears. He lost it. He thought he had a 6th win. And, you know, I don't know whose fault it was, if it was his or Lance Vincent's. Who knows if it's a racing deal. You'll just, I mean, the Twitter people, I'm sure they'll tweet in and give their
all over the internet.
But I mean, it's just one of those things that you know, he still gained points for the championship, because remember, Durham had a hard night tonight, and Wharton, he finished off the box, so he still gained points. So, but it was a hard one for Barcia. But what a great win for Ken Roczen. Roczen said, hey, you know what, I've had bad luck in the past, and I got a little bit of good luck here tonight in Houston.
Yeah, Red Bull KTM, Ken Roczen with that first win. Does that take a little bit of pressure off him? It seems like he's been feeling it, because he's almost had wins several times.
Well, I know he's expecting next weekend, Easter, the weekend off. He's going to enjoy that. He's been battling flu-like symptoms for the past couple weeks. And yeah, anytime you can get a win like that, it's going to gain your confidence, even though it was a gift from Barcia.
Yeah, and gaining confidence, certainly Blake Baggett was fast all day in both qualifying sessions, #1, and comes away with a podium. Good performance for him. Moving on to that Supercross class, it started with the heat race and Kevin Windham going down hard while challenging James Stewart. Looked like he just missed his foot peg, and boy, he took a bad tumble.
You know, Kevin Windham rode great tonight here in Houston. He thought last year here that Houston owed him one by going down. He comes out in the heat race, and him and James Stewart just go back and forth. At one point I go, is Kevin Windham 34? I mean, that guy rode like he was 19. He wanted it. That last lap came over the triple, just unfortunately tried to scrub it, clipped the front wheel, went down hard. I talked to him before the main event went out. You know, he's got his arm in a sling in his hand. He says, I don't know, you know, the Asterix Mobile Medical Unit looked me out, but I'll go to my doctor tomorrow, and hopefully with that weekend off and heading April 14th to New Orleans, we'll see hometown boy Kevin Windham in New Orleans. Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, certainly the fans want to have that presence in the next race. Looking at the championship chase, that's what it was all about. Coming in here, could Villopoto close it out? It was about James Stewart more than Villopoto. People figured he would be up front. James Stewart made the race, got in the main, was fast, didn't get a good start, and then pressing, it seemed, in the middle of the pack, and just overjumped the rhythm section.
Well, you know, he had a couple problems in that main event. One, like you said, was not getting the start that he had, and you know, it had to be in Villopoto's mind that watching that race with him and Kevin Windham, Stewart ends up winning that heat. He looked good in the heat race. Just got a bad start. Lap 4, he had a little bit of a bobble. He was running 7th, dropped back to 11th, and then coming back, I believe it was lap 7 on that step on, he jumped a little bit too far and went to grab a handful of the nosedive, and that was it. He was out of the race, and at that point, I'm sure Mike Williamson, the mechanic for Ryan Villopoto, said, Stewart out, ride your own race, and we can wrap up and have a back-to-back championship. It's been a long time since Ricky Carmichael, the last guy to have back-to-back championships, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ryan Villopoto wrapped it up with 4 rounds to go. I don't know if anybody,
no one has
done that, wrapped it up so early. And the key is, in talking to Villopoto on the podium, he said, now I can focus on the outdoors. So look out when the outdoors come around. You know, we should also mention Jake Weimer. He put in a great ride for that 3rd. It's been a long time coming since he was on the podium. He thought a podium got away from him in Toronto last week also with that mishap he had. He still got 5th in Toronto, but a 3rd tonight. He helped actually Villopoto because he took away some points from James Stewart, because James had to finish up in 4th, and like I said, with Millsaps in 2nd and Weimer in 3rd, that helped Villopoto wrap up that championship.
Yeah, he can relax. Good ride from Michael Essie, who finished up 4th. He definitely pressed Jake Weimer for most of that race, and then Davey Millsaps once again puts in a great ride in 2nd.
Yeah, Davey was real happy. I mean, you know, he got that whole shot, collects $1,500 from the Nuclear Cowboys, and Davey looked good. He said, you know what, I was disappointed with that 4th I had last weekend in Toronto, and I wanted to, you know, the JGR guys to give him some hope, and I believe he's sitting 2nd in the points now with the problem that Wyndham had and Stewart tonight. Yep. So Millsap's sitting in that 2nd. He says, you know what, I'm not really worried about 2nd in the points. I'm just worried about these last 4 rounds, taking the weekend off, 4 more rounds to go, and finishing on the podium. If I can do that, I think I'll finish 2nd in the points.
Huge congratulations goes out to Ryan Villopoto and his championship team, Monster Energy Kawasaki. And of course, big thanks to Monster Energy for this program going on each week. We'll take a week off. We'll see you after Easter for New Orleans. Lots of great racing still to be done, even though the championship has been wrapped up. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you interact with us leading up to race day. Facebook.com/Supercross Live and Twitter.com/Supercross Live. I'm Kevin. He's Jim. We'll see you in 2 weeks.